Welcome back to another episode of Big Deck Energy. Never dab again, Mitchell.
I enjoyed it.
It wasn't even a dab.
I don't know what that was. I am Allie.
I'm Scala.
I'm Mitch.
Sometimes. Scala, hit us with it.
On YouTube, you can follow us at Big Deck Energy, Apple Podcast, and SoundCloud. Also, on Twitter, you could follow us Big Deck Energy _ and Instagram Big Deck Energy Podcast.
I am also now streaming on Twitch.
Woo!
Empress _ Allie.
That's
is that
me,
right?
Allie, Allie.
And before you call me out on it, there's a link to our Discord on YouTube.
Ooh,
Sorry, again.
Oh,
I forgot about
got
that.
'em.
Look at you.
Good job.
All right. So how's everybody's week been?
It's been good.
Yeah?
It's been good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Playing a lot of games.
Played a new game this weekend.
Playing a lot of game.
A lot of game.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about what we did pretty much almost... Wait, when did we play? Like Saturday.
It's all blended into one
Saturday.
day for me at this point.
Yeah.
That's what my boss has been saying. He's like, everything from March to now is just one long day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Right. So Saturday we had game night for the first time in a long time. It was nice. It's fun. And we finally got to play
Root.
Root.
The box right here.
Mitch forgot to bring the box.
Wait, I forgot the box.
Mitch forgot the box. So Root is a strategy. I want to say it's almost like a war game with like really cute creatures in it. It's really all it is. There's 4 different factions, at least in the main game. We haven't played the expansions yet.
Oh, yeah. How many expansions were there?
I think there's only one right now.
Right?
The river.
The River Folk?
Yeah, River Folk. So you play as one of the factions. We have Marquis de Cat.
Marquis de Cat.
That's Scala's.
Yep.
I actually don't know the names of most of them.
The Erie.
Oh, the
something.
Erie Dynasty.
The Erie,
The Erie Dynasty.
We
They're
call them the
birds.
birdies.
Yeah, we call them the birdies.
The birdies.
Or the blue.
Yep.
The trash pandas.
Yes. The Vagabond is the trash
Vagabond.
panda.
Yep.
And then the green one is the something alliance.
Woodland.
Woodland Alliance? There you
Woodland
go. Look at
Alliance,
us.
yeah.
And each one offers a different type of gameplay, which is super cool. So we have the Marquis de Cat that play very...
They just run shit.
They're
just
very
run shit,
industrial.
yeah.
The goal of the Marquis de Cat is to move into areas, build stuff, and overwork your people.
Yeah, and you start off with like one warrior in every what's called clearing, which is pretty much like it's just like a little town.
Yep.
So they kind of start off ahead. So it's weird. I was reading something. It said if you play them, you're never really going to win by getting to 30 points. Like they win because of dominance cards.
Yeah, because
which makes sense.
you
yeah.
own areas. And then you played the
Erie Dynasty.
Yeah.
Whose job is to just fuck up the cats as much as they can.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were the original like
In the story of
Kings
the game.
of the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're birds.
They're the birds. They ruled the forest, but they were too up their own ass about stuff, and then the cats took over.
Yeah, and they play very differently. They play militaristically. Like you have orders you have to follow, and if you can't follow those orders, you lose
Your
power.
people revolt, and then you need
Yeah.
a new leader card.
Yeah, I actually kind of like the way they play. It's kind of fun.
I actually
I like
really
the
like
way
it.
they
It's
play, too.
really hard to get good at it because you have to make sure that you're like thinking ahead of like
You have to be very careful.
because you can
yeah,
easily
you can't be too aggressive. Yeah.
And then the group that I am trying to play still in every game, I'm gonna win a game. Like I got so close one game, I got to 28 points. The Woodland Alliance, which is by far the hardest to play as.
It's the only one with high complexity.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's really hard. So the Woodland Alliance, you play as basically revolutionists where you don't really fight anyone head on. You don't really build anything. Your whole goal is to spread sympathy to the land and let everybody know that, like, you know, you're not for one side or the other. And then finally, when you get the opportunity, you attack. And the cool thing is they just overthrow people. Like,
I hate it. I hate it
it's
so much.
so annoying when you're playing
Yeah.
against them, but it's so nice when you finally get that, like, You get to like just especially if you're playing against like a Marquita cat where you can just take out like 10 things all at once and just
That's why I hate them.
and just mess them
if
up.
you could have like 5 warriors and like 2 buildings built already, and they could just revolt and it's all gone
And then there's
without a fight. There's
as
nothing
long
you
as
do.
you have those cards to pay for it. And then of course everybody's favorite, Trash Panda.
Trash Panda.
Trash Panda, the vagabond. That is, you play by yourself. You have no alliances, and really your goal is to just kind of get by, skirt by.
Yeah, you're one warrior. You know, you could slip in and out of the forest.
You build things.
I didn't play as a Trash Panda. It was very weird watching you play as a Trash Panda.
I was the Trash Panda.
I actually enjoy them too, because you have options, right? You could make alliances with people, stuff like that. You're trading them like your cards for their tools, or you could just fuck them up and kill them. You could do that too.
Yeah, you can really play however you want. You can kill,
Yeah.
you can make... I know when we played, so I played as the Trash Pandas, and I pretty much was making like alliances with Scala the whole time. Like I just kept giving him cards and he just kept giving me items.
Yeah.
And I did it because he was, well, mostly because we were together, but you were ahead, so it was really beneficial for me to have the person with the most power because he also didn't attack me.
Yeah.
Like we stayed pretty compliant, like, the whole time. And then finally when I got to you and Sarah, I helped both of you guys too. I didn't, surprisingly, not as much, but surprisingly did not kill you. Not once.
I don't know even how the Trash Panda would kill. I didn't do combat with Trash
You
Panda.
you don't kill as much as like you can just get into a fight, and really you only want to get into a fight if you're like one-on-one or if you're just fighting buildings.
Or if you have, I think, multiple swords, right? Because swords, represent kind of warriors, I guess, in lieu of that. But you also have the strike option where they can't do anything. You just literally just hit them and that's
also, they have the ability to control other people's armies if they make a strong enough alliance.
We saw that happen in one of our games.
We saw that in one of our games.
They took like 7 of my cats and just ran over and...
Yeah, like the vagabond took the cats and just killed me.
Wait, can it make the cats attack the cats though?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No, because the whole thing, you're
you're
aligned.
allies.
Yeah. Right. So that was super fun. So the game is awesome. It is very complex, I would say. The game is super, super complex. I don't think that there is an easy... Bless your soul.
Bless you.
I don't think that there's an easy way to describe the game. Like, I don't imagine myself sitting down with anybody and being able to easily tell you how to play the game.
This is one of those games that you go into like one of Mitch's favorite sayings, like, is there a YouTube video?
Yeah.
Let's watch the YouTube video. This is one of those games that you want to watch the YouTube video for. We watched 2 YouTube videos, I think, actually, for this game.
We did. And weirdly enough, I know I was the one that was like, oh, let's just watch the short one and then read the rest. I went back on my own and I watched the like 28-minute video of how to play. And it was definitely helpful in comparison.
And we still played wrong.
And we still played wrong.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We a lot of it. I played decently right, but mine was definitely the easiest. Like the Trash Panda is the easiest one to run, I think.
Yeah, mine was...
The birds are pretty simple. It's pretty...
The birds were probably played right, too, I think.
I really did not follow up with you enough to know if you were playing right.
It seemed like you were playing right with the birds. Mine was definitely... Like, even when we fixed my setup was still wrong.
Yeah, your setup was wrong.
It was just... There was a lot to do with setup. And
we gypped Sarah on a lot of things. Well, I don't want to say we, because it's not like we did it intentionally, but she played as Woodland Alliance.
Yeah.
And
Is that why she had no points?
like there's a lot of stuff.
Sorry, Sarah.
There's a lot of stuff that we missed with her. Now, granted, her stuff is hard, and if you don't plan your stuff right from the beginning, you're screwed. But like when Woodland Alliance is being attacked, they actually get the higher dice instead of usually the higher dice goes to the attacker.
Right.
As long as they have a warrior, I noticed that too.
As long as they have a warrior, they actually get the higher dice because they're not because technically everybody is aligned with them because they're sympathetic. Right. So that probably would have helped her a little bit more. But
how would we explain the game? How would you say it's like a risk board, right?
I guess
it's a lot like Risk.
Yeah,
I would say it's a lot like it's like
as far as controlling the
you start the game.
That's right.
Like you're 3/4 of the way through a game of Risk.
Yeah, that's fair. Because there's at no point is it like everybody gets to set up or start on the same level. Like the Marquita cat obviously start ahead. then followed by the Eerie, then followed by the Woodland, and then the Vagabonds get nothing.
Yeah.
And you have to take the turns in the order of the cat,
In that
then
order,
then the birds, then the Woodland Alliance, then the Vagabond.
You know, I want to say yes, but when I play online, I never really realize if that's the order I go in. So
I thought that was pretty clear.
I think it is clear. I don't really know. But the cool thing is that Scala and I learned that you can get the game on mobile.
Yes. And we were playing.
Literally up until right now.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
Is it also on Steam? I thought I saw.
Yeah, I also bought it on Steam.
Is it the same mechanics, the mobile game and the Steam
It's
game?
the same account. So my game that I was playing with Scala, I can play on my computer.
But you have to purchase it 2 times?
But I purchased it twice. I probably could have figured out how to like link some sort of like mobile, but I bought it off Steam. It was $15. I bought it off mobile. It was $10. And I logged in with my account on both of them, so now they both track my games.
Do you prefer it as a board game or as a digital game?
The mechanics are exactly the same. I almost prefer it as a digital game because of the animation of it, like where I don't have to keep track of so much.
The animation's really
It helps.
really good, yeah.
And it's kind of like playing Magic the Gathering online, where like there's an element of you don't realize how much you have to track until you get to doing it yourself. That like I didn't realize like when we were playing the game. Now granted, I like physical, like I like holding things, so that for me is different.
Yeah.
But it's nice to like have the fail safe of the digital aspect of it.
Right.
And they have like a bunch of tutorials that are really useful for like each faction and all that stuff.
Yeah, like it took me forever to learn like how the Woodland Alliance worked and how basically their gameplay is 100% different than how I played as Vagabond, because their gameplay is literally about stacking cards, and the more cards you have, the easier it is for you to get things out. And if they
that's like the interesting part of
game.
This whole game is that like these 4 factions have completely different rules and mechanics of how to play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and then like the Woodland Alliance, like there was a game that I threw that I was like, I'm just going to try to get attacked as much as possible, because when I got attacked, people had to give me cards. So after getting attacked 3 times in a row, I just had like 20 cards. And then I was like, sympathy here, sympathy here, sympathy here, sympathy here. And I got all the way up to like 28 points, because that's just how it works. So it's interesting to try to change your tactics. I've not won with them yet. I've won with the birds. I won with Trash Panda.
Does it seem like one faction usually wins online?
No.
No,
I
there's
don't
a
think
good
so.
Spread.
I have lost against Vagabond. I've won as the Eerie. I've lost against the Marquis de Cat. I lost to you as Marquis de Cat, right?
I don't think I won
No.
in a game.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
The
when we
dominance
played
card.
yeah,
we were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about it.
Yep.
I have not seen a Woodland Alliance win.
Okay.
No.
That
me
one's
neither.
definitely... I've seen people get far, and I've gotten
You've
far
gotten to
with
28,
it. Yeah, I've
yeah.
gotten to 28 with it.
When 30 is winning, correct?
Yeah, 30 is winning. That's the only one I haven't seen win. Now, granted, the only games I've played almost exclusively with Scala. Like, almost all of the games have been us and AI.
Okay.
We just got a game going with randoms, so we'll see how they play. I think I'm playing Woodland Alliance this time.
We should get this on the Discord server going.
I think.
For sure.
I have it on the Discord server. Like the gaming one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it on there. Yeah, if you guys are interested, I also run a gaming Discord server.
That one's up to like 75, 80 people now.
That one's high. That we play games and do stupid stuff, mostly Among Us. But I don't know if I can convince anyone to buy Root.
Well, you got 3 here, so all we need is 1 more.
Well, yeah, I mean, we already own it. We collectively already own it. So 2 own it. So I think it's super challenging. I will say, as a drawback to the game, there are 3 rule books.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are 3 separate rule books. There's like one core rule book, one like how to play quick, and one that's like an example, which I appreciate that there is so much in it, but it's definitely not a game that you like pick up and you're like, all right, let's go play Root today. Like, you have to dedicate some time to learning it.
It almost feels like 4 games. Like, honestly, it feels like each faction could have its own goddamn rulebook.
it almost probably would have been better had there had been like, instead of 3 generic books, like 1 generic book with rules and then 1 for each faction, because it really does feel like a lot of stuff. It's a lot of reading.
Because I remember I had questions that the rule book just didn't answer as far as my faction went. Remember we were trying to figure out if I had to move or if I had...
and I think now that, like, I mean, I can answer that question for you now.
I know, because you played the digital version.
Right. So I think that there's some faults with that, but I mean, it is one of the most creative games I've ever played, by far. Super addicting.
It is, obviously.
Oh my god,
A lot of fun.
I wouldn't say obviously because we pretty much play everything until a point of
That's fair.
addiction. Like literally we stopped playing Root that night and I was like, man, I really want to play Root again. And then the next day you text me, you're like, there's a mobile game. I was like, of course he would go find the freaking mobile game. And I'm like at work. I have no service at work trying to download. I'm like running around my building.
You want to hear the funny part about that? I wasn't even looking for Root, the mobile game. I was looking for Jarl, the mobile game.
Really?
And I came across Root. It was like one of the suggested games. And I was like, no way.
Root. No, Jarl.
Wait, Jarl
No,
has a mobile
no
game?
Jarl.
Aw.
No.
He was checking for it.
Damn.
I would have texted you immediately if
Yeah,
Jarl had
I
a
love
mobile
Jarl.
game.
So yeah, so then now we've just been playing nonstop. The only thing about the app that annoys me is that like if I go out of the app, I have to go in and it does the whole animation from the beginning again.
I was really hoping you knew something I didn't because I'm
No.
bad with technology and there's some way to fast forward that I didn't know. It's
Like,
pretty bad.
So like you literally, unlike most games, you have to watch every single person's turn.
Mm-hmm.
So like, say like it's Scala, then me, then you, then AI. If Scala goes, I go, then you go, and say I click out when it's you, it'll make me watch again like the end of my turn, all of your turn, all of the AI turn, all of
Damn.
Scala's turn. It is, and it's fine because it's faster if you're like not playing in real time with it, but like it still takes a long time.
You know what? I respect that because they don't want people to like just grift and play and just
Yeah,
kinda,
they
like,
want you to see what someone else did.
Yeah, they want you to like if you're gonna play this game, you're gonna play it the right way. And
I'm not gonna lie though, if I'm like at work, I just leave it open and I wait for it to like go through, and then
Same.
I only look when it's Scala because then I know it's not AI attacking me. I know that it's a person attacking me.
I mean, I get like why they do it. It's you should watch other people's because you want to see what happens
it's
in that
strategy.
turn.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I could also just zoom out and look at where my pieces are and where other people's pieces are and
Yeah, like while they're going, it
summon the
doesn't
whole
like,
thing up. That
and it
yeah.
also doesn't make you stay on their animation, which is kind of bizarre. Like I could
Yeah.
zoom out and watch the same thing. So really, what's the difference? But I can respect it. But it also makes you go through the opening title sequence, which annoys me. Like if I have the game running in the background and I open it, it'll like act like I just opened it for the first time, and it'll run through the whole like little mouse people running around and
little trash pandas and stuff.
while it's cute, I don't got time for that all the time. My service at work is only so limited. I only got a little window before, it can't click anymore.
It does. There is technical issues with it as well. It does
Yeah, we've
kinda
gotten
crash.
stuck
Yeah.
a lot of times on our games. Which I think it might be better on PC or like some other service where like the connection is constant. Because there's been times where we've played and he's like, it's your turn. I'm like, it's definitely your turn. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is when you're attacking someone and they get to choose which pieces they lose, you have to wait for that person to respond, which I don't know why they just wouldn't go in like order of importance of things that you lose, but that's like, I get it, but that's another like piece. It's like, it doesn't notify you when you have to choose. So like you could just be waiting and then like you turn it on and it's
so
like,
it works
waiting.
better as a game you're sitting at the computer and playing than as an app.
Well, it could be easily fixed on the mobile. Like I don't understand why it doesn't prompt you when you have to like select things to kill, because it doesn't like say it's your turn at that point. It's still technically the
You're
other
just kind
person's
of like
turn.
waiting, and like it's convenient when it's us because we could be like, "Hey, I attacked you. Can you go in and choose something?" But a lot of times I'm like, "Man, this game has been going on for a while," and I like click it. I'm like, "Oh, because someone just killed my alliance. Let me just get on that." But overall,
Excellent game.
excellent game. I don't think Sarah likes it very much.
She played the most
Well, she
complex.
played the wrong one, yeah.
And it's do you think it's worth the $10 for the app?
I think it's worth the $15 on Steam.
Mm.
So my answer is yes. Yes, it's worth $10 for an app that I can also put on my iPad. I don't know if I would, now that I know I have other platforms, I wouldn't exclusively play it on my phone. It's a little frustrating on my phone, personally. What about you?
I think it's worth the $10 if you have. Well, you could. They have games, right? You could just join a game, but what I've noticed is most of those games are locked.
Private.
So people
games.
really only play with people they know for the most part.
Yes. I did see people talking on the chat thing today that there's a Discord server that people use to find games. Yeah. But that's just another Discord server that I just don't want to be a part of.
You're on
no more Discord.
Because I have 4 or 5 servers at this point.
I've got 40.
Yeah, I'm at 10.
Yeah, I'm
I
at
only pay attention to 2 of them.
I'm at 40 something, probably.
I'm pretty much on just 4 of Allie's servers.
I was gonna say, are we on every server? Are they all my servers?
I think so. There's one server that I have no idea whose it is, but I'm pretty sure it's one that me, you, and Paulie made at some point for some reason.
Sounds right. So you know what? Yeah, I think the money. What were you saying? Oh, how hard it is to find games that are just random games. I think it's worth it. I think it has some bugs that could definitely be worked out, but I'm not disappointed I paid $10 for it. It's definitely worth it. It's a $10 experience for sure.
Yeah, same here. And honestly, even the I have played solo play games and stuff that, which is it's obviously a lot quicker because
the AI just keeps going. Yeah, you don't have to wait.
So just, even if you took the online out of it, then I probably would be it's not worth $10. But the fact that you have the option there and,
if you played by yourself, I would maybe $5.
Yeah, I would like the expansion in the app. And I wonder if they're going to make you pay to get the expansion in the app. And,
But if they made me pay $2 for the expansion.
Yeah, as long as it's not
fine.
Another 10, I would be even weary of paying $5, honestly.
Yeah, if it was in-app purchase for $2.99, I would pay it. I don't know if I would pay much more for that. Like I said, if I was playing on Steam, I would, because when you play on the computer, it looks like the board, it's really cool because it's big and whatever. And I've bought some shit games for $15 on Steam, and this is not one of them. So you know what I mean. So I can justify. I bought some. Oh my god, I bought some god awful Ghost game.
Oh, I was watching you play that on Twitch.
God, it's so bad.
Did we talk about last podcast too much about getting scared at games? You're looking for one now?
So somebody on the Discord server was like, "Oh, this game is super scary. It's called Phasmophobia.
Sounds creepy.
Right. And you play a ghost hunter. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I want to be a ghost hunter. And apparently there's a bunch of streamers getting scared of it and blah, 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 blah.
It looks like it should be scary when you're playing it.
It's not. I don't know. It's fine. It's scary when you have headphones on. You play a ghost hunter, you go into this house, you look around for stuff, but there's no real instruction on and it's sort of in early access, so it's not very well put together.
Oh, it looks janky as hell.
It looks real janky. It's like if you were playing first person of The Sims and so when you look around with the camera, right, you use the mouse, you look up and down, but when you look at someone else, they're literally instead of their head just moving, their whole body bends over. It's really bad.
It's janky.
Janky is the word. But yeah, and there's no instruction. I mean, there's a tutorial that you can't beat because it gives you no real instruction. And then I was like, whatever, I'll just play the game. And then I got killed every time with nothing.
It looked like it should be a VR game too.
It is a VR game.
But it looks like it needs to be VR game.
It was scary when I could hear the thing breathing in my ear and then it grabbed me and I died. That was it was as jump scary as any other game like that. You know what I mean? There was nothing absurdly terrifying about it. Maybe if I turned the lights off, I don't even think I'd be that scared, but
so somebody lied to you is what I'm hearing.
I don't know. And the other guys that I played with were not super about it either, so I didn't feel at least it wasn't just me.
Oh, it's a multiplayer game?
Yeah, so you play as a ghost hunting team. I only bought it because everyone on the server was like, we're going to buy it and we're all going to play together.
They were trying to play again today.
Is it called Ghostbusters?
It's called Phasmophobia.
Okay.
No, not Ghostbusters.
You know, when you were playing, all I could think of was that stupid Kroll Show skit.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're the ghost.
Ghost.
The bouncers were ghost bouncers,
We're ghost
bro.
That's how I
Ghost
felt.
bouncers.
Get out of this house, bro.
One of the guys picked up a knife in the game, and then we saw, and when you're dead, you can see the ghost better. And we saw a little ghost running at him, and I was like, oh my God, she's coming for you. And he just took the knife and like hit her with it. And we're like, do knives work on ghosts?
Guess they do.
Apparently.
Bounce that ghost.
Apparently.
Oh
And then he
my
was like,
God.
I don't want to play the game anymore. I won the game. I beat a ghost with a knife. Screw all this, technology we have, because we had like the cameras and the like whatever sensors and the whatever.
And you killed the ghost with the knife.
EKG
And
meter.
We just talked about this too. You can't kill a ghost. That's not a thing.
And then he had the knife and he's like swatting at it, and she ran away. And he's like, guys, I think I won. I was like, how did I didn't even see the ghost and I died. And he hits it with
Oh
a
my
knife. And
God.
she's like, yeah, cool. Bye. But the cool thing about it is that it's got audio detection.
Uh-huh.
So you can, if you set up your computer or like your VR or whatever, you can talk to the ghost. So like you're supposed to be able to like summon it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll tell you like if you're by yourself, call out one of the ghosts was Charles Brown, so I was calling him Charlie Brown.
Charlie. They should have seen that coming.
Right. So when you're by yourself, it's like, oh, you can call Charlie Brown. So I like went into a room, turned off the lights, and was like, Charlie Brown, and then the ghost like came out.
Oh yeah, was it scary?
No.
Oh.
I died shortly after that though. That's what I mean though. It's not
Yeah.
it's not scary, and it's like cool. Like some of the aspects are cool, like the different things you could do, like, oh, check for fingerprints and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Not scary though. I don't even know how I got on. Oh, shit games that I bought off Steam.
That's how we got there.
I was like, how did I get to this? So that's my recap of my gaming this week. Did I play anything else? Phasmophobia.
Played a lot of Among Us.
I did not.
I played a lot of
I was
Among
too
Us.
preoccupied with Root. I
Yeah,
didn't,
we
I
played a
didn't
lot
play
of
any.
Root.
I've been playing on the public servers.
Ooh,
Those things
branching
are
out.
Shit. Those things.
I hate him.
suck.
I hate him. Well, I'm only a part of the one server with like 600 people on it, and
No. I mean like on the game, like where you can only play through text,
oh, yeah.
not the Discord server.
No, they are pretty bad. I'm playing on mobile, but like the public servers are terrible. That's
Yeah.
what I was talking about. You get Asia all the way. Nobody goes to Asia. Do a Europe server or North American, it's just too packed. It crashes a lot. I don't understand what the pings mean, but
Me either. I love how every time I play, people are like, "Oh, my pings are out." I'm like, "Yeah."
It's like, how the fuck do all of you know what this
my
means?
pings
Except
are crazy.
yeah, my
That's a
pings
lot
just
of
went from
pings.
46 to 118. This is going to be a quick game. What?
Way to go.
It's just so weird. Yeah, no, I haven't played that much Among Us. Oh, we did.
Among Us is huge.
We did play that new version of not new version. We played this janky version of Among
Oh,
Us.
the hide and seek one?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Where
that
you
was
like
fun.
you turn the lights all the way down on the imposter or their vision all the way down, and then you turn all the tasks off, so you have to run around and find your tasks. Oh my gosh, we played the first round. I was the imposter. Oh my god, hack and slash. I was like running through doors. I was like, and you're dead, and you're dead, and you're dead.
That's
So
fun.
how does the cooldown work for that? Is there just
We
like
turned
a
it down to 10
10
seconds. Yeah. Oh
Nice.
my god, I was living my glory. I was like running around. And I don't think they realized that they didn't turn the vision down enough. Like I couldn't see outside of like
Yeah,
the circle, but it wasn't like lights off vision. Like it wasn't like yourself.
like just you. Like it was you
like
know,
I had like a little bit of vision.
like if
So
you were in weapons, you'd probably be able to see.
if I was in weapons, I wouldn't be able to see like the corners of the room. I would
Okay.
have to walk in and look and like go
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But it was enough that if I walked into a room, I could see like if there was a name by the asteroid thing. Where like the way it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be like on you, but I don't
Yeah.
think they realized that. So when I first started playing, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Because I'm pretty sure they lowered the vision. After
Hell
you-
yeah, they
after
did.
you were
Because
the
I killed
imposter.
everybody in
Yeah, I
like
remember that.
literally around. Like I was chasing people left and right. And I was like, "Oh my god, call me Freddy Krueger." It was so fun. It's scary as the crew too, because you had to like run around
Hell
and
yeah,
like
because you had to try to find your tasks. Imagine going to electrical. There's only one way in and one way out.
I don't know. Is it cheating to open my taskbar before they turn off communications?
No,
Okay, because I did
shit.
that. I like opened my map and I was like, okay, there. Try to remember it. But Among Us is good. It is getting like super popular though.
Oh man, I was playing. There's like, you play in the public servers. It's like automatically like you get 10 people.
Well, people always leave when they don't get imposter.
2 of them quit if they don't get imposter. That's like
Yeah.
That would
Part
be
one.
me. I am the guy who
Damn.
when I'm in a public game, right? It's not fun being because here's the thing, like
because nobody does their tasks.
nobody does their tasks. There's so many trolls in public servers that just
Yeah.
like call emergency meetings for no reason.
Yeah.
So it's only fun for me in a public server if I'm the imposter. So I've had at one point it was like you must wait 10 minutes before joining another game because you've left too many games.
You're that guy. Okay.
I'm that guy. Yeah.
That guy.
So like, yeah, you join a public game. 2 minutes.
Unless I find a good group of people, then I'm fine with it.
no
because
such thing though. You can't
it's
find
That's
it's
not
hard.
true.
It's hard.
God,
It happened to me
it's hard.
once maybe where like we played like 2 or 3 games. Usually it's just you play one game, everybody leaves the server.
Yeah, exactly. But 2 people quit like that.
Okay.
No doubt. Nobody does the tasks. As soon as you kill them, they quit. And if you're the imposter and you lose, you suck because like it's so easy to be the imposter in public game because people just randomly guess.
Yeah, there really is very little strategy. I think I told you guys I was playing a public game like one time, and I was like, I saw this guy murk someone in front of me. Didn't listen to me, didn't vote. I call an emergency meeting. I was like, will you please just vote this person out, and then you can vote me out. I don't care. Didn't
See,
listen
now
to
the
me.
hard vote is a necessity because people are so
Right.
stupid.
And we hate the hard
Yeah,
vote, but
yeah.
I was just like, I don't care. I was like, I'm not doing my tasks if you're gonna.
See, like the level of play I've experienced on the public servers is not even that level. It's like the meeting happens or the body gets called. Somebody go like the first thing that's typed is who,
Who? Yeah, not where.
and then no matter what or who answers the question, whatever color the next person types out, everybody votes.
So do
for
you just start
immediately.
saying color? Because I would just be like, yeah, purple.
No, because I'm that guy who's like, it's my 15th game, but I'm still trying to be like the guy who's like asking questions and stuff, but it doesn't
I'm not
matter.
gonna lie, being a troll is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because I played a game. I think I told you guys this.
It's not fun when I just waited 10 minutes to get back into a game because I wasn't imposter.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be leaving that much.
I guess it's double-edged sword. All right, I wouldn't leave that much if people knew how to play and they didn't mess around too
Yeah,
much.
that's true. But I played a game. There was only like 4 of us on the voice chat, so we started a public game. Like we all got in, then we started a public game. And then if one of us was the imposter, we would say so to each other, right?
And you're one of the cheating
people-
groups.
you're
So-
the people who do
Us
that.
public servers,
So-
we hate people like you.
No,
Yeah,
listen.
we do.
So then we would just troll everybody. We'd vote everybody off. And I would start killing, because I was the only one in the group that became imposter, I think twice. So I would kill people off in front of other people or do it in like group kills and then just wait for the rest of my group to be like, no, it wasn't her. Oh my God. So fun.
Were you the people who were
I
like,
hate that.
It was so fun.
oh, I'm in Discord with my friend. He was killed by Brown. Because those are the worst
Oh,
people.
no.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them, and
That's
it's like, why are you even playing at that point?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Well,
what's the
no,
point?
yeah, that takes the fun. We didn't play like that. We intentionally just trolled people. It was also like 3:00 in the morning, so those people needed to go to bed anyway.
What's your
You know what? Like,
what's your
Justifying
go-to Among Us outfit?
I wear the little police officer outfit and my crown
Sus,
and my little pink girl.
Pink? Oh, that is pretty sus.
sus.
Pink.
Cops are sus.
Also, all of the artwork is like pink killing people. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, because pink is sus.
They're really driving it home. Yeah, they want people to know.
Are you still ninja?
I'm still purple ninja. Yep.
What about you?
I'm red. I wear the dirty blue outfit and the plunger on my head because I'm a plumber.
There we
Okay,
go.
Mario.
On Bring Your Son to School Day or whatever. Bring your kid to
Oh,
work
because
day.
you have the little.
I got the little guy.
Oh, it's so sad when someone gets killed and their
They're just
little
sitting
like
there,
child is there all.
Oh yeah, I ended up buying that too.
Did
so
you?
now every now and then, like if purple is taken, I just pick a random color, and then what I do is I have the child next to me. That's the same color, and I put the child on my head, the white one, with the hopes that if I'm the imposter and I vent, the last thing they see is white, so they'll vote white. That's my
that's
strategy. That's my
smart.
strategy for
Good
that.
strategy.
Yeah.
That's a good strat. All right, everybody, if you're playing with Scala BDE.
Gosh.
I just started venting. Like when I was the imposter, I never vented because I was too scared, like to get seen.
Yo, vents are life.
Yo, vents are life, especially in the one map with the quarantine doors.
Yes,
If I'm the imposter, I go
yes.
right for the quarantine door. I make sure I'm the only one in there. I let it close. Then I go in that vent, and I just wait there for somebody else to come. To the
You know, that's the
quarantine
thing
doors.
too. Like I'm most comfortable with the first map. I think, like most people, but the vents are almost pointless
Yeah,
in the first map.
vents are not good in that.
Like, you're only going one room over, and at that point, if they found a dead body and you say you're in the other room anyway,
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah.
close.
Venting is really good in the one you're talking about. Is that HQ, I think?
Moran HQ or something like that.
The one I really like is Polar. I don't even know the names of it. I like the planet.
The planet. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like the one that's in the sky. Not
No,
the
I know what you're
spaceship.
talking about.
Yeah.
I think that's HQ.
Okay.
And then I think Scald is the
Scald is the first one, I believe.
the spaceship
The one you're talking about, that's the one with like the lava and stuff like
that's
that.
the one
or-
I like.
yeah.
That's Polaris or something like that. That's the map I like. Mostly I like it as imposter because everyone has to spread out on that map.
Right,
Like it's
yes.
almost impossible for people to like run into each other in there's no hallways where like in the other maps you kind of get stuck because you're like in that, but in this
Yeah.
one there's like you go this way, you can go in all the rooms.
The thing I like
There's
about
great
the
places to
Skeld,
kill people and leave them.
There's a lot of places to kill people.
The thing I like about the Skeld is turning the lights off is like so much fun in the first map.
Oh, well, you can turn the lights off in all the maps.
I know, no, but like the other ones the maps are so big, like it's
Yeah,
so
that
spread
the
out.
light. Yes, that's true. The light's really helpful in that first map, and it's a really easy way to like kill people and get around.
Yeah,
I love the group kill in electrical when everybody goes to fix the lights. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Me
Yeah.
too. Any group kill is great. The keys group kill.
The keys is a good one.
Yep.
Too. That's almost built into the
Yep.
to the map.
Which one?
The keys. So when you're on the planet, the
Oh,
keys are
that-
up there.
Yes,
The
yes.
problem is if your cooldown is too long. So like sometimes because you don't start with your kill button, you
Yeah,
have to
I
wait.
don't like that actually.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't just start with the kill button because if you're dumb enough to kill right away, that's on you. Like,
yeah.
I don't get that. But yeah, the keys, you can almost always tell who the imposter is though if you've played enough because they'll be the one hanging out at keys and they'll wait for like the kill cooldown. The lights is an easy group kill or any task that's like communications, lights, not reactor because they split.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you guys ever play with like shutting all the doors?
I played a
Wait.
couple games, yeah,
What are you talking about?
where you pretty much lock
You can
everybody
shut the
in.
doors is one of
Yeah.
the things.
You can shut more than one door at a time.
If all the doors you can click, they don't open. Like they don't. There's not like a cooldown on the doors.
Oh, see, I never do that because I'm like, I don't want to waste it and then be stuck in a 40-second cooldown.
No, like the doors act differently than like
Mm-hmm.
it's if you set off reactor, you can also close all the doors. So a lot of times what I started doing now is setting off things and then locking people in their rooms so it has more time.
Yeah, that's my. I used that successfully once for the react. Like I set off the reactor so everybody went there. You know, I saw like a couple people go there, lock the doors. So like I knew the people that were there were just stuck there, and then I went back towards like O2, killed somebody, and then ran
Yeah.
back over.
Yep.
Good, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
it's super.
Mhm.
I mean, I think I told you guys that someone got a great kill on me one time in the planet map. I was leaving decontamination and I was coming into medbay. So I was going towards decontamination. Someone set off the reactor. I go to turn around. They closed the doors, killed me, and then jumped into a vent and then went up to the reactor. I was like, oh my God, how good. It was Dylan, by the way.
My best kill, my favorite kill I ever got, was I was on the Skeld, and I jumped into a vent, and as I jumped into a vent, I saw the camera was on. I was like, oh, shit.
Did you go to the camera room?
No, I went to the cafeteria room because he was going to press the button. I killed him as he was going.
Oh, that's
smart.
good. That's smart. That's super smart.
That was my best. I think it was last podcast I talked about it. My best one was when I literally got caught and then I just chased him
Yep.
to the emergency room the whole time.
Yep.
And as soon as he pressed the button, I killed him and
It's the
won.
best.
So it doesn't end immediately. Just so you guys know.
You're like, what? Who did this?
I know that person must have been so pissed.
Oh my God. It's always so bad. So I was playing, before I played that weird version, I was playing just normal before that yesterday. And these two guys, so lights are off in electric. We walk out and there's a bunch of us and they're already sus of me because they're just always sus of me for no reason. Didn't
Right,
do
'cause you're
anything.
sus.
Right. Didn't do anything. So they're like, where was everybody? This body was right outside of electrical. And I'm like listening to this guy talk. And I was like, I just ran through storage and that guy was alive. Like, I literally saw Sam. I ran through. He was alive. Go into electrical. I'm in electrical for a good, 30 seconds doing tasks after they fix the lights. The one guy goes out, the one who called the meeting, and he's like, I saw the dead body. Where was this person? And so they accuse the only other guy not in electrical. Which, okay, makes sense. Except he's like going off about how he ran out with somebody and the other person saw him and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, guys, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, they're hardcore defending each other. It's got to be the two of them. They have to be the two imposters. There's no way they're not. We haven't gotten an imposter yet. We're down. And they're like, no. We were together. We ran out of electrical, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, whatever. So they hard vote the other guy, like just the rando that they pull. And I was like, I'm just going to vote him because I don't want to be the like odd man out who then they're like, why didn't you vote? Whatever.
Right.
They all vote him. And we had ejects off, like the confirm ejects. They get a double kill and it was the two of them. And I was so upset because I was like, man, I should have pushed harder. I should have gone with my better judgment. And then everyone got mad at me because I kept yelling at them because I hate the like, we're down to 6 people. We have to vote. If they get a double kill, they win. And I was like, just do your tasks and like, try not to stand near other people. Like, run away. I don't know what to tell you. People get mad at me because I don't like to vote all the time. Like, I don't like just guessing. Because if you guess
People,
wrong...
for some reason, do not want to win by doing tasks.
Also, if you guess wrong, it's just the same thing as handing them a double kill. They only need, like...
Yeah, I don't understand why people don't get that.
What's the difference?
Like, half the public games I'm into, most of the people are killed by getting voted off as opposed to imposters. Like, the game's over in like 30 seconds sometimes because people are just calling out random colors.
Exactly. And like, that pisses me off because I can understand if we, like, let's say we were down to 6 and we were like, guys, we have really good reason to believe it's Scala. We don't have like hardcore evidence, but we're pretty sure it's him because X, Y, and Z. I can understand that train of thought voting, right? And just like, I mean, those guys were really convincing and I didn't believe them, but it was convincing enough that they were like, well, he was the only one not in electrical and now there's a dead body. Okay, fair enough. Convincing enough. But like, I hate the argument that's like, well, we have to vote someone. Well, if you don't have anybody to vote, you're doing the same thing as the imposter just killing somebody. Like, what is the difference at that point? I don't know.
You're just guessing at that point.
Right.
You know what's pretty funny?
Me.
How we were like, all about Downer Dinner Party like a week before Among Us blew up.
I know.
Because that board game, or that, what you can call it, a card game,
card game, I guess?
Tabletop game is like tabletop Among Us.
Pretty much. Just accusing people of being killers.
Pretty much. That's it. That's like the fun of the game.
It's kind of true.
Somebody said that. Somebody played that and was like, this needs to be a video game.
Well, Among Us is like 2 years old now.
Yeah.
It's just no one ever noticed.
How old is Root?
I don't know, but it's one of those games that like recently has kind of come to the forefront of a lot of things.
I was going to say, I think Root is pretty fresh because people talk about Root on the tabletop board games Reddit a lot. That's like a pretty prevalent game in conversation there. Well,
and it's pretty like whenever I go to a game store, it's always like the game that's like being advertised as like, oh, have you tried this game yet? So, and then I remember we saw it at a game store a while ago and I was like, oh man, I really wanted to try it. And then when we went the other day, we were like, let's just buy it. Just.
How expensive was it?
It was
pretty
expensive,
right?
yeah.
Like it's like a $60 game?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pricey game.
I can see that.
A lot of pieces.
A lot of pieces, a lot of work. I mean, it's definitely worth the money if you're going to play it. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely like...
It's complex enough.
Super complex. Very high replayability. Because you can... Well, you really have, like you said, it's like 4 games individually. Plus, it has a separate map with different rules. Like, the winter map is different than the like summer map, and the rules are different.
And if you add in the river folk, like there's a lot going on there.
I'm about it.
Let me ask you though, now that you guys have the digital version of the game, is there any reason you'd ever want to play the other version again?
I would rather play the tabletop version with you guys than
Yeah.
So would I.
Yeah. Honestly, the app to me was learning how to play it because I felt like I started off way too strong, and I didn't realize like how that happens. And then after playing, I was like, "Oh, okay, so it was supposed to be one of each." Crafting, we did completely wrong. Yep. So understanding that definitely helped.
Finally get. Yeah. Yeah, 100% would rather play it at a table
But
than
the app is a good tutorial.
100%.
Yes, I would prefer, honestly, thinking of it as like a $70 purchase, even if you buy the board game
Agreed.
and then buy the app and play the
Agreed.
tutorials.
Let's go take a look at that box of board game. I bet you there's some sort of like you could download the app for free or some shit like that.
I wonder.
Oh, that's a good point. There might be something
I
like
bet you
that.
there is.
But yeah. So I don't know.
Oh,
It's we have a distraction. It's Mitchell. Yeah, I agree with you. Like the online version of it is definitely the tutorial that we needed before
yeah.
we played the game. And I'm not saying you can't learn how to play with the rules. I think you could. There's a lot of rules.
Yeah, and especially as for new players, you know what I'm saying? It's maybe like you really, if you had one person there just to
Who
correct you on the
knew?
rule, it would work.
Yeah, it
but-
was hard that 4 of us didn't know, and it was a lot of like passing the rule book back and forth, and a lot of like, oh, can someone check what this? You know, because again, with like the verbiage and the like, what is it? What is revolting? What is this? What is that? What is sympathy? What is?
That's one of those games where they should have had more detailed like player aids. Like every single player should have had like an actual rule book. Like they should have just made 4 rule books for
yeah,
that.
that's what Mitch was
I
saying
agree.
before.
Because that slowed down the game a lot. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And like all of the player stuff was really cool. Like the boards were super individual. There was like how to set up your board, all the things for your board specifically. So I think they tried to streamline it. But for the first time playing, it was hard. I enjoyed it, but
yeah, the
it was
reminders are good. Like the board setup and kind of looking at it and knowing it does a good job of telling you what your like the
hard.
phases and
yeah,
stuff
what
like
you
that.
can do
Yeah.
in Birdsong, what you can do. Yeah.
It's just not great at explaining what
Right.
that means.
So next game night, we're gonna have to redo Root again.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
want to play it again. I would try a different faction. You know, the only one I haven't really played is the cats. Like I played one game as it, and I was like, this is just not my game play style.
Which kind of surprises me, honestly.
Yeah, you
Because
know,
like you can kill a lot of shit with the cats. You know,
I do like killing things. It's too much. What's the word I'm looking for?
it's a lot of building and stuff.
I don't care. What's the word? There's a word for that I'm looking for that I like a lot of like resource mining that I just don't care for.
Yeah,
I don't like
and
the
then you need
like.
the right cards. You need to
Yeah.
move into the right. Yeah.
I'd rather my strategy be based on like things that I'm doing and not so much like on my resources as
Yeah.
much. Like I don't it's like, oh, you got to make sure you build here so that you can build this later, so you can do this later. That's why I like the birds. I like that it's like
There's no resources with the birds. It's just
well, yeah, and you have to kind of think ahead. Like it's like, okay, if I'm gonna play this fox one, I have to make sure that I keep a keep in the or a roost in the fox area, or else I'll go into turmoil. Or
Yeah, and the Erie Dynasty, the birdies. The other
birdies.
good part about them is like there's not a lot of thinking when it comes to like what I need to do. Everything is based off of your roost.
Yes.
So like how you craft, how you recruit, all of that is just built into
Where you
I
move
made this
from.
here. Exactly. Like that's the one problem with the cats is like you need to build a workshop and you have to
That's
build
what
it in
I
the right
mean.
spot.
It's
If it gets destroyed, you have to rebuild it before you can craft any cards. But you also
That's
have to
what I mean.
build recruiter.
There's too many buildings and like
the birds. I can see getting hard in the end game.
oh my god, I
Because
lost.
once you build all the roosts that you can build, pretty much like if you if part of your what's it called? Your
What?
decree is that you have to build, and you can't build anymore. You're just gonna be in turmoil.
Well, that happened to
constantly.
me. I was playing a game last night and I was at 29. I was so upset because I turmoiled right on my last turn and someone else won, and I was so upset.
I haven't successfully won with Trash Panda yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm still, figuring
So
out.
you can go Trash Panda.
Vagabond.
That's all I want. That's all I want. But you know what makes Trash Panda so hard is if you don't have 2 hammers, like you can't craft anything, and you're really waiting on other players.
I got super lucky
Yeah.
when we played that like you guys were crafting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the explorer, like the torch thing, so I got to
Yeah.
explore at the beginning of the game, which I think is like something you really need because you need to be able to get those resources from the other thing. And I got a lot of hammers the game we played. Like that's like
You
the
did,
one thing
yeah.
I could do was like repair my stuff, so that was useful for me. But trash pandas are fun. Most people that I play with, trash pandas get pretty high up there, whether they
Yeah.
win or not.
Yeah.
They get high up there. Wood Alliance almost always loses. And then the other two are like a toss-up. Like, I've seen equally the Erie and the Cats do well, just depending on, like, gameplay.
You know what the problem with the Woodland Alliance that I see is? I think it's easy to stop the birds as the Woodland Alliance because you could just let them build up their shit and then you could just
and
revolt
just start
on
taking
all
them
their...
down. Yeah.
But they don't really have a good answer for the Cats as much. Like, you could destroy their buildings, take over, but by that point, by the time you could do that, there's so many of them because if they built, like, I build a lot of, like, recruiting stations first just to, like, kind of outline, you know, so I don't have to worry about people trying to, like, come in and take over, and then I build my stuff. But, like, there's not much they could do at that point.
It's really hard. Like, once everybody starts getting power, it's really hard to, like, start pushing back as the Woodland Alliance.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you get attacked a lot, it's great, but it's a double-edged sword because people get power for, you know what I mean? Like, people get power for attacking you.
And they don't lose it except for
and they don't lose it except
the Erie
for
Dynasty.
the Erie.
Yeah, that's the other issue.
And, like, it's great because I get all of those cards or whatever, but if I don't make it to my next turn, it's irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I'm going to win as them. That is, like, next time we play, I am playing as them. I'm going to win.
We'll see about that.
It will happen. I hope the Trash Pandas win again, but I will win. Oh, man. Loved being a raccoon. So great.
It's fun. It's fun.
So overall, what would we give Root?
High praise. I don't know if I could put a number on it. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, but like great game.
Yeah, I'm probably the same.
It's just so
8 9.
so dense. There's like it's like 4 games in one game.
Yeah, it's great.
And I imagine there's going to be a lot of expansions for it. I hope so, at least. Like board expansions, you know, faction expansions.
Yeah. So we're going to end it with like an 8.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
would say.
that works.
Think so.
8.5.
I think it definitely has the potential to be higher. I think it's complex, which is not a demerit, but it definitely, I think, for me, takes away a little bit because it was not. We spent like 2 hours learning how to play before we even played.
Yeah, it
And we
takes
still
away
played wrong.
from like recruiting for the game, right? Because if we were to like,
Yeah.
let's say you took this to like a get together with your friends and you pulled this game out and you tried to explain it, especially if there's drinks involved, you're not
Ooh.
going to end up playing this game.
Well, that's
like, it's
the
not
beauty
gonna
of
happen.
like Donna Dinner Party or Jarl. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
It's just simple. Like, but there's something about these little more complex games that are just kind of like it feels better when you end it, kind of thing.
I love it.
Yeah, because you want a victory, like you
that's
want to
what I
feel
mean,
like
like,
you
I-
won something. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt like I worked for what I got at the end of that. And I still feel like that even when we play on mobile. Like, I feel like I get something out of playing it. And I feel like that about most
Yeah.
strategy games. And this one I feel like is actually challenging. Like, I feel like there's actual strategy, not just like
Yep.
also I mean, some of it is luck of the draw, but like when I play Magic, I feel like it is 80% strategy and like 20% luck of your draw. Where I feel like this is like 95% strategy
Yeah,
and
this
like
is,
5% random.
this is mostly strategy.
Yeah, because even the only real like gamble you have is your card draw, which
Well, like and rolling dice against
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, there's just certain
and if you
aspects
add that
can't
up,
control.
I mean, it's not as big a part of it. Well, depending on your faction too. Like,
Right.
I don't think any faction like card draw and like battling are equal or like both very
no,
important.
like
It's usually
Woodland
one
Alliance
of them.
is very
yeah.
card heavy and very dice low.
Yeah,
I feel like
Cats,
you never use the dice as like the raccoon, like because you
No.
hardly fight unless you really
at all,
want
unless you're
to,
playing
yeah.
that. Yeah, which I don't see them winning doing that. Erie Dynasty, depending on like who you choose for your commander at that
Depends.
point, then yeah, it would make sense. But that's the other fun part about them. I don't like when I first started playing them. I realized I was doing completely wrong because I almost killed all my commanders within like 5.
What happens if you do that? Do you lose?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I kind
that's
of
a
want to
question
go
I
into
had.
turmoil like 4 times and just see what happens. Like, do I just lose the game?
When you play digitally, can you replay a leader?
Well, I haven't gotten to that point. I've only like you get rid of one.
Like if you lose 2 leaders, those 2 are gone.
yeah,
from
and then
your
there's only
select.
You
2
can't
left to
re-choose
choose
them.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what my question would be, once you play the last one, does it recycle and you
Right,
just
that's
choose
kind of
from
kind of
the
curious.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We should like try a test game where we just like
Yeah.
turmoil a
That
bunch.
was one of the questions I had that the 3 rule books did not answer. I specifically remember that.
Interesting. I'm sure we could Google it. But yeah, Root, definitely check it out. Highly recommend.
Highly
Absolutely.
recommended.
Especially for people who like to game.
Princess.
Puppies.
Princesses, I like the game.
Come on, princess.
I like to game. Come play with me. Yeah, so I think that's it for gaming.
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
What else have you guys been up to this week? We had a good D&D session.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah?
we did. Real good D&D session.
Yeah, a big RP heavy session.
The Tuesday game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ian game.
Ian.
Shout out to Ian.
Shout out to Ian.
Yeah. We finally put to sleep. We buried a friend who died in battle.
Had a funeral.
We had a funeral.
Didn't somebody just die in your last?
No, probably 4 or 5 weeks ago at least.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's the same game, but he died like 5 weeks ago.
Oh, and you're just putting him.
We're ju-
Oh, I see,
yeah,
I see.
so we
Driving
like-
back to the city.
I thought somebody else died. I'm like, oh,
No.
he's really killing you guys off.
Don't
No.
kill us.
But we had that character's funeral, and then we all got drunk at the tavern, and we played that out. It was a lot of fun.
I played a song.
Yes, Allie played.
Did
a
you guys
song.
actually get drunk while this was
I
happening?
wish.
Kind of felt like it, but no.
I had to work this morning. I feel like I played a very good drunk person.
I feel like I was very similar to myself when I get drunk.
But yeah, I like recorded a song because I play a bard, so I recorded a song like weeks ago when this happened. And like through Discord, we like piped the music in, so it was pretty fun.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was pretty
fun.
cool.
I was pretty proud of it.
Couple of the players said they cried.
Yeah. It's the effect that I have on people. I don't know what you want me to say.
Allie makes me cry all the time.
I make everybody cry.
I'm gonna just show up for this game one day. I'm just gonna pop in on a Tuesday. It's like, hey, Ian, this is my new character. Like what?
You're like, okay.
I don't think. You think there's room at the table for another character in that game?
I don't know.
I'm not ready for an Ian game yet.
You know.
I'm not advanced in Dungeons and Dragons.
I think he's
enough
running
to-
like a one shot this weekend if you want to play.
Yeah. Probably get you in. I thought because I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it.
Well, I can't play. If it's Saturday night, you can make it.
No, I think they're trying to do Saturday like early afternoon.
Oh, whoops, that's my fault.
You know, they like to play with you.
Yeah, someone
you're,
messaged.
You're the glue of that group.
Someone
anyway,
was like, "Hey, when can you play?" I was like, "Saturday morning." Whoops. Whoops.
Rude.
Anyway,
but you should get Scala in that game if
if it don't work Saturday morning,
I have no idea what.
I don't know what I work either.
I'll definitely
Let me know.
check though.
Let me know.
we could probably get you into the game as a listener.
Okay. Anyway, so yes,
Oh,
we
never
can.
mind.
No, we can, but I don't think anyone wants to listen to us talk about how we're gonna get Scala to listen in on our D&D game.
And I'll do
Leave a
reports.
comment if you want to listen. You want to hear about that.
So yeah, we got super drunk, and I had like that fire line that I said to Luther, that you guys were all like,
yeah.
oh, it really wasn't that good,
No,
but
it was a good line. It was a good line. I don't remember, but it was really good.
we were talking about he's very dramatic. Not him, Luther.
He was crying in his bedroom.
He's crying in his bedroom
After
because
the
all of his
funeral.
friends die and blah 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 blah. And Luther and my character are best friends. And I went up and I was very intoxicated. And I went upstairs to like talk to him and be like, come hang out with us, whatever. And he was like, Vixen, everybody keeps dying, and how do I handle it? And I was like, oh my gosh.
He's like plays this like 7 foot
7 foot tall
buff
human.
paladin, like come on,
And
bro.
me as Allie, I very much enjoy the way that Luther is, or that the way Dylan plays Luther. But as my character, I was like, I'm so tired of you just like sulking and being here and being sad. Like I've done everything in my life to try to make you happy. Like I don't know what else there's to do. And there was this time where I almost sacrificed myself to save him because I thought he was going to get killed. And I was like, I would have died for you and I would do it again. And he was like, and I would do it for you. And I was like, well, why don't you start living for me instead of worrying about me dying or something like that.
It was like, why don't you start living for me? That was
Yeah.
it was just that, and it was just like, and then it was just like in the chat, it just was like silence for 10 seconds.
And then someone was like, boom
Damn.
goes the dynamite.
Fucking got him.
But yeah, but he didn't say anything to me.
Then he actually
He had no
cried
idea
in
how.
ira.
Yeah, he had no idea how to respond to it.
He was the one that
Player
also
or
told me
character.
my song made him cry. So I specifically made sure to role play with him because he was typing it in chat. He was like, I'm literally crying. And I was like, so as soon as the song was over, I was like, Luther, just because I wanted to hear him talk.
Just want to hear the voice tremble.
That's what he gets for telling you that in
Yeah.
confidence. He should know better.
Oh, well. I mean, whatever. All out of love. But then when we ended the session, he was like, don't worry. I have something planned for Vixen next week. And I was like, oh, I don't like
Oh yeah, that was ominous.
I don't like that. Confession? You think it's going to be a confession? Because I think it's going to be a confession.
Like, I love you kind
I
of
think
confession?
so. That's my bet.
No, I don't think so.
My bet is like, I never loved... What? Oh, man. Whatever. I
don't
never
think so.
loved Australia.
Oh, what if he like challenges Raynar? That's Allie's imaginary boyfriend in the second game.
Whoa. Bakugo is my imaginary boyfriend.
Check back next week to see if Luther gets friend zoned.
Luther's been friend zoned.
Luther could have got out of the friend zone last night. He didn't go for it though.
No, he couldn't have. Vixen is in a committed relationship with the Noble of Waterdeep.
Uh-huh.
You think that I'm giving that up?
Uh-huh.
You crazy.
Uh-huh.
It's the closest I'm ever going to get to royalty, okay?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we had a great D&D session.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
I'm going to try a new game out tonight, which is
What game?
Deadlands?
Ooh.
Sounds interesting.
I don't know anything about
What
it.
kind of game is this?
It's like a D&D game.
Oh, okay.
It is, oh my god, what is the system called? Savage Worlds. So the system is Savage Worlds. This particular thing is Deadlands. So it's going to be a yeehaw game.
Oh,
A yeehaw game.
All
and
right.
I'm playing. I haven't thought of a name yet, so maybe we could think of a name. But
I already can tell she's going to be a belle.
well, I'm thinking that I'm going to be Bovine Betty.
Bovine Betty. Oh, my God.
I am a mad scientist who only creates cow-related products.
This is like a combination of you and Ian's like scientific background. Is that what's happening here?
Maybe. And it takes place in the Wild West, and I heard that I could be a mad scientist, and that basically is like magic. And I was like, well, how do I do this? And so now,
I know what you're gonna do.
what?
There's gonna be actual strawberry cows. It's gonna happen.
Strawberry
and chocolate
moo.
cows. Here we
Oh,
go.
my God.
You just gave me the greatest idea. So far, oh my god, but it's super cool because like I get to create my own inventions. Like you basically take the base stats of whatever, right? So say you wanted to create a sword, base stats of the sword, and then through scientific-y things, you make it cooler and you put all these other bullshit things on it.
Yeah.
So I could just make up whatever I want. So I made a gun that that shoots acid, but it looks like udders. Huh?
That sounds disgusting. Do these people you're playing with know what they've gotten themselves
Nope.
into?
No, they do not. They haven't even talked to me. Anyway, I also was like, can I buy a horse?
Bovine Betty.
And my DM was like, you could make a moving cow. Say no more, fam. So I have, instead of a horse, I have a mechanical cow that I named MOO, Moo, Moving Ox, I don't know, Oscillator, something like that. I have a name for it. So,
My brain hurts.
is the yeehaw game.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, mostly so I could do that.
What, go yeehaw?
Yeah,
Nice.
pretty much. I also purchased a cowboy hat. I forget what the actual name of it is. There's a name for cowboy hats.
Outside of cowboy hat.
I was about to say cowboy hat?
No, like it has a name. Like the type of hat has a name.
Uh-huh.
So I got one of those, and I laced it with armor, like it's like a spell. Well, spell. I don't know. I laced it with armor, and it is polka dotted like cow spots, obviously. And I'm thinking of doing like a Lorax thing, like, you know, I speak
I'm
for
Bovine Betty. I speak for the cows.
because the cows can't speak for themselves. Yeah.
God.
Oh, God.
So, you know, I don't know. I got to try like an accent. I don't really know. Like, I can't
So,
do
like,
like a cowboy accent.
what do you
This is
got?
gonna be on
Ooh.
Twitch.
Do you gotta like defend your cows?
You should stream this. Yeah,
Do you gotta like defend your cows from being milked? Is that like the thing?
that would be
Do not
hilarious.
be touching my cows here.
None of
No,
these
I don't like
cows
that
get
one.
milked.
rescuing them from farms.
This town ain't big.
You should do like an out of towner accent.
What is that?
Like you should do like the Lorax accent.
I'm Bovine Betty and I speak for the trees.
Yeah,
I speak for the tree.
Do like a crusty old guy accent. You ain't milking my cows, son.
I like it.
I don't know. That's the only line I got. I speak for the trees. Oh wait, not trees, the cows.
I speak
Oh
for
no.
the cows.
I speak for the cows because the cows can't speak for themselves.
You want to milk this cow? I'll take you out back, break your legs. How about that?
Best I'll break this one.
Mitch is slowly transitioning back into Sopranos. Do you
That's all he does. Anyway, so that's my update on Bovine Betty. I feel like you guys are not nearly as excited as I am.
I'm pretty
Next
excited.
week.
I want it on Twitch though. I want
Next
to.
week,
Are you gonna watch
we
it?
need
I would
a
watch it, yeah.
Okay.
We need a full recap of Bovine Betty then next week.
Bovine Betty. No, I don't like that either.
Have you done anything with your Twitch yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, she streamed yesterday.
What have you done?
Or 2
What
days
did you
ago.
stream?
I streamed this dwarf game that everybody was talking about that like
Yeah, what is that? I saw it in the Discord.
it's actually kind of cool. You can check out my Twitch. It is Deep Rock Galactic, and I feel like you would really like it. You play a dwarf, and you go on missions. You like mine things, and you fight aliens and all this kind of stuff. But the goal is the more stuff you got, the cooler your beard is, and the more beer you could buy. What else do you want in a game?
It actually reminded me a lot of like Left 4 Dead, kind of.
It reminded me a lot of I don't know, nothing.
Reminded me a lot of Left 4 Dead.
It has like the Borderlands aesthetic and humor. And I don't know, I didn't play enough Left 4 Dead. Oh, because you're talking about like the spiders and stuff?
No, more like it's like you and a team of 3 or 4 people,
Yeah.
and you run through the map trying to collect things, while like hordes of AI that are like there's like because when you play Left 4 Dead, like 150 zombies just run at you,
Right, I don't like that.
and that's like it was like those little bugs. Like
You know what it reminds me of?
what?
You ever play Sonic? You ever play the game where you play as like Knuckles and you got to dig through the wall to like find the gems?
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. That's what
Yeah.
it reminds me of. That's what I thought of when I was like trying to get the alien egg. I was like, man, I feel like Knuckles right now.
Okay, just so
So,
we know,
just so
everybody
you know.
can have my opinion on this. The Knuckles levels on Sonic Adventure 2 are the worst.
Okay, well, no one
so-
asked for your opinion,
So
so
this
it's
sounds
really
like this
irrelevant.
Deep Rock Galactic game sucks. Then
It's our hot take for today.
yes,
First
hot
of
take
all,
circa 2002.
listen, Knuckles is like, you know what? I'm not even going to say because I don't need any more judgment.
Here comes everybody. Knuckles is bae. Ready? That's what she was gonna say.
I wasn't going to say that exactly,
Uh-huh.
but of all the characters
Okay,
in
I'm sorry.
Sonic,
Knuckles is fine.
yeah, okay, maybe closer to that. I don't know.
He is
Knuckles,
way cooler than Sonic.
Thank you.
He is way cooler.
Shadow's cool.
Everybody is better than Sonic in Sonic if you really think.
When I was a kid, my favorite color was red, so I was all about Knuckles.
Yeah.
Oh, so Knuckles was cool then.
Well, I wasn't like Knuckles
Shut
is
up.
fine.
I didn't say that either. You said it, actually.
You were gonna say it.
Actually, you're the one that said it.
You laughed so hard because you know you were gonna
That's
say
not
it.
what I was gonna
yeah,
say. It's
Yeah, it
not what I
was.
was gonna say.
What were you gonna say?
I can't tell you. It's worse than that.
God. Knuckles could get it.
We're getting closer, but no.
Uh-huh.
No, I never wanted to sleep with Knuckles. Thank you. But do you? Because...
Hey, I don't judge. I don't judge.
Oh, my God. Where are we going with this?
I have no idea.
What was I saying? Oh, so I streamed Deep Space Rock Galactic Balls.
Rock Galactic.
I don't know, whatever it is. And then I
Balls
streamed...
Deep Galactic.
I streamed that really bad ghost game.
Mhm.
So you can watch me go like... And then one time scream because I died.
Wow, that was an amazing preview.
Okay, here's the game. That was it.
Nice.
That was me playing.
Nice.
I streamed Among Us, but I don't think it saved. And it was sad because I went on a whole rant when I was muted about how much I hated everybody. So
Let me tell you how I was sleeping on the couch. I like took a nap while I was watching her Twitch because that one game she stopped streaming. And I woke up and I was like, "Shit, this bitch playing Among Us without me. Like, let's go. I got to get in this game."
and I didn't get to murder you. Unfortunate, honestly. And that's all I've streamed so far. My new webcam should have come in today.
It did.
So that'll be fun. It has like a ring light in it, so I'm excited about that. And then I will be Twitch all the time.
Twitchy. We need to find more tabletop virtual games
Yeah,
like Root.
I was thinking it would kind of be cool to it's funny because before I saw it on Steam, I was like, man, I would love to like stream this and be able to like when we play games to actually have like a game reference to go back to. And then I found it on Steam. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. But I can stream us playing our normal games with my
So maybe we should
camera.
schedule a stream for everybody here.
Twitch day.
Maybe we should do like Monday night or Sunday night or something like that.
Yeah. So check out. Yeah, I close Sunday at 7:30. So
Check out our social media for that, guys.
crazy, right?
I mean, we close at 8:30, so
Yeah,
That
I
too.
don't know why we're so early on Sunday, but yeah. So that's that. So I'm definitely gonna stream more. I enjoy it so far.
you know, I could have swore we said something
No, don't yell at me.
About
Don't yell at me.
Patreon
Don't yell at me.
coming
I knew
before
I knew he was gonna yell at me.
Twitch.
I almost set it up while I was at work today just so you wouldn't yell at me, and then I got distracted.
With work.
I mean, yes, I did all of my work very quickly.
Allie, we talked about this. You cannot let work distract you from your games, okay?
Avelio, please skip this episode.
No, it's not true. I literally did all of my work in like 20 minutes, so much so that I started doing Avilio's work, and then he was like, stop doing my work. So, because he was like, oh, I'm going to put the performance schedule in. And I was like, man, I should do the performance schedule on board.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of that at work too. Where it's like, you know, it's like, all right, I come in, I open, and then we close in 3 hours. What am I going to fill this time with? There's
That's-
no people here.
Right.
I have too much staff, but I physically, it's like I can't send anybody home because then there's not somebody in a position.
But also, if
But
they're only
there's-
working 3 hours, you have to pay them for 2 anyway. Why wouldn't you just keep them at that
Exactly.
point?
Like either way, you're.
And also now with like some of the rules, well, you too, because you have a kitchen, but like we physically have to have a back bar and a concessionist because
Yeah.
of so it's like, if you're watching this, go watch a movie at a
Oh
movie
damn!
theater.
Please, they need
Are we supposed to be doing that too? Because we're not doing that.
Well, you have a kitchen, don't you?
Yeah, but we also have a back bar. But,
Oh.
but I didn't schedule just a back bar.
AMC.
You know,
shit.
that is
AMC,
true.
do not watch this podcast.
Yes, please don't. I'm sorry, Jose. No, I think I know what you're talking about though, because I do think it said, but there's a lot of stuff in that
Yeah,
they
there's-
said that didn't make sense. But I know that they wanted the separate. Like if you're
Yeah.
touching food, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
Be yeah.
and switch your gloves, wash your hands, the whole thing. I mean, you can. It's just it's easier when you have to. Like, there's
Yeah.
not a rule, but it's easier when you have 2 people because you don't have to worry about it. Or else you got to like, because I think the rules are like take your gloves off, wash your hands, then go do the food, then you know what I mean. Like it's a lot
Turn
of back
the
and forth.
page, wash your hands.
So if you guys are watching this, go watch movies in your local movie theater, unless you're in California and New York because they're still closed.
Yep.
Please.
And wear your mask.
Wear your masks. That's my public service announcement of the day. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so I don't know what we were talking about. Oh, streaming online. So, Patreon. We've come full circle. So I do my work very quickly, might I add. And then I was going to do Patreon, and then I got stuck interviewing. So
Fair.
here we are.
All right, Skylar, now that you bounced that on Allie, I got one to bounce on you guys. You guys do your homework?
Yeah.
Came up with a song?
You forgot your homework, didn't you?
This is just like high school over. I forgot my homework.
That's okay. I forgot
You
about
forgot
it
your
until
homework.
Wait,
Seth
wait,
right
wait.
here.
Remind me. What were you supposed to do?
Your homework was to find a song
Okay.
and then write a character about it.
Oh damn, no. I was gonna like, is this something I could do in like 3 minutes while you two talk about your characters? That's
No, I was thinking actually that we should like do this on a recording. Like we should like make character sheets. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, that's one of the things that I want to stream on Twitch is like now because I can screen share is like go through how to like make characters and stuff, so we could like all Discord in one time and mess around with it.
okay.
But think of a song, like base the character off the lyrics of a song. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Can I get an extension for this assignment, please?
I think Mitch just said we're not doing it
Oh,
until
okay.
we stream.
Assignment's been canceled.
Also, I didn't do it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but I could have made one up in 3 seconds. I was gonna sell the
Um,
shit out of that one.
I would have used a cheat code and just went to like a show, like a Broadway show tune, and been
Thank
like,
you. That's what I was gonna
Yep.
do.
Oh, that's good. We should establish a rule: no Broadway tunes.
Why?
Because they're already
I
about written
dreamed a
characters.
dream in time gone by.
Only if you sing
What
the
if we
whole song right
combine
now.
2 different Broadway
And
characters?
hope
Ooh.
was high in life worth living
When did the tigers come?
at night.
Went to the Tigers.
I dreamed that love would never die. No?
No.
Okay.
Please, no.
See? I did my homework. I don't know about you guys.
Wait, so that's gonna be your song?
Yeah, I'm going to be a prostitute in the 1800s in
I
France.
feel like that's unoriginal.
Whatever. You want to be a prostitute in the 1800s in France? Except I'll be a male.
Ooh.
Ooh. Switching it up.
European gigolo.
Oh my god, I haven't heard that in so.
Ah, shout out to Sylvia. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Sylvia.
I wanted to be the one to say it.
Oh, you remembered?
Yeah, I
Oh.
actually remembered this time. Happy birthday, Sylvia.
Happy birthday, Sylvia. Shout out to Casey.
As always.
Of course.
We don't
Shout
have
out to
anything.
Casey.
Except
Happy-
she's been posting some dank memes on Discord.
Happy birthday, Casey.
It's not her birthday.
Happy birthday, Casey. Anyway.
You sure, Casey? Happy birthday, January 23rd. I don't. Do we have any other shout outs for today? Anybody? Go once, going twice.
Don't no. I don't
No?
No, no. I don't
Shout out
like
to
any of you.
whoever left the review on our Apple podcast. that we
Oh
did.
man, thanks guys. Yeah, we're at like 11 reviews
Oh, yeah.
of like 5 stars. Very
Double
sweet.
digits.
There's a really nice comment in there.
There's a really nice comment. It's someone who knows Scala.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. I don't want to say it's him if it's not him, but I'm almost positive I know who it is.
Okay.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's Steve.
Aww.
I do think it's Steve. I was, you know,
Aw. Well, if it is you, Steve, thanks. If not, still thanks.
if not, yeah, I'm sorry. I gave the credit to Steve. Sorry.
Steve, then now you have to go write something. So,
Yeah,
you
because
know.
that person's probably just gonna take off that review now.
But yeah, thank you for watching and writing. Yeah, that was very sweet. I actually hadn't checked it, and my brother was on the phone with me, and he's like, I just want you to know that I listen to you guys while I drive, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, that's so cute. And he's like, also, like, you guys all have all 5-star reviews. I was like, yeah, all, like, what, 4 reviews that we have? And he's like, no, you have, like, 11. I was like, oh. And he's like, oh, whoops, I didn't like you. I was like,
Sounds about right.
well, we had 10, and then Paulie was 11.
Speaking of Paulie.
Speaking of Paulie, my brother and I have a birthday next week. You
Yep.
just had a birthday. What movie is that from?
Definitely something I never
White
seen.
Chicks.
Oh damn, really?
Yeah, where she's like, what's different about you? Did you get your hair done? Did you get a knee job? Let me guess. You just had a birthday. Yeah. Okay, anyway.
A knee job?
Whatever. It's a great movie, okay?
It is a great movie.
I freaking love that movie more than anything. My brother and I have a birthday next week. A birthday, because we share a birthday.
Not twins.
Not
Share a birthday.
twins. But it is the day after the podcast. So next week we are going to get
Special
Paulie.
birthday episode.
Yeah, we're going to get Paulie on here. So next week we'll probably do some MTG, which means we probably should play this week.
We should definitely, get into
And
some magic together.
not go buy $500 worth of cards.
What are you talking about?
I can't tell if you're saying that because we're going to buy $500 worth of cards.
That's how you play Magic the Gathering.
That's how we play.
That's the strategy, yeah. We just buy enough cards that, yeah.
No, that's how we play Magic the Gathering. That's not how you play Magic the Gathering. I was cleaning my office. Oh my god, the amount of cards we have. Like, I have boxes of Magic cards.
Oh, me too. And random spots around my house. Like, I'll just find it. I'm like, oh, this is my utilities closet. Why is there magic cards in my toolbox? Okay.
There's boxes of unopened packs.
Yeah, I
Everywhere.
should probably do something with those, like sell them back or something.
They're probably not even in the meta anymore.
I don't know, but they were selling them at New Horizons. They were selling them at Time Warp the other day.
I mean, you went and made your Twitch, right? So
Yeah.
you could use them for ASMR.
Oh, and giveaways.
There you go.
Here, you guys want some
People
unopened?
also like openings too.
That's true. I also paid $200 for these cards, so like I think they're worth something to somebody.
Yeah.
So
They're
yeah,
worth $200 to whoever you bought them from.
yeah. GameStop, Time Warp. Shout out Time Warp.
Time warp as always.
So yeah, yes. Coming ASMR. I almost did some ASMR last night in the middle of the night because I was like, oh, this is like the perfect time. I'll like stream it on Twitch, see how it sounds, do the whole thing.
This is the sound.
The moment you said you created your Twitch, I was 100% sure that there's already like 6 ASMR videos on there.
Not yet.
ASMR.
You could literally just go through like the thousands of board games that are on your shelf
really-
and just like
I
take
really
out
could.
pieces. And be
I
like,
gotta
this is
get-
root.
I gotta get
ASMR.
Jarl.
Yeah.
That one sounds so nice.
Yes, the click clack of the dice.
Click
the
the clickety clackety.
dominoes, whatever
Yeah,
those things are
yeah,
called.
tiles, dominoes,
Tiles,
yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna ASMR it on Twitch first, and then see how it sounds and like mess with it, and then I'll save it, YouTube it, whatever.
ASMR.
Oh, but when I do it, I'll make sure it's in the middle of the night. I will text you guys so you can fall asleep to me.
Oh, great.
I just want to hear Mitch yell in the background like, I got fucking work in the morning.
God damn it.
Yeah, and then the ASMR becomes me taking off my shoe and beating you.
Great. That's exactly what everybody wants to hear.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not being sarcastic.
Honestly. So ASMR coming soon. Patreon coming when Scala makes.
I'm gonna the least technology advanced person is gonna. You know what? All right, I'll do it. At this point, that's what it takes.
It's so funny. And on our Patreon, we'll give away the $200 worth of magic cards I haven't opened.
There we go.
Right. If you want to be my number one patron.
Be my number one fan.
Ew.
You're so mean.
I don't know. That's what people say to me in general. I don't think I'm mean. I think I'm funny. No? Just me?
I think
That's
you're
the line
hilarious.
of every bully ever. I'm not mean. I'm funny.
I'm not a bully.
It's not mean if it's funny. I mean,
I only bully people like sometimes. Have I
That's-
ever
that's a
bullied you,
bully.
Scala? Game of Thrones doesn't count.
what about every other game we've played
No,
together?
games don't count. It's not bullying. Also, I didn't bully you at all in Root.
No, we've been like tag teaming.
We have been.
Yeah,
So now we're both bullies.
because the AI is so good.
Are you not going to ask me?
No, because you think I'm a bully.
You're not a bully.
Thanks. Most people think I am, though. It's
Says
fine.
somebody who spent a good amount of time getting bullied. So he said,
Did you get bullied all your life?
No.
by you.
I mean, just how long? Last 5 years, maybe?
Well, you win some, you lose some. What can I say? I've been friends with Scala for 5 years, and I've hardly bullied him. Hardly.
That's not
Hardly.
a great statement. That's not a great statement.
Great. Well, I'm not a bully. I'm against bullying, I swear.
She's not a bully for real.
Although I've killed a giant spider yesterday.
You did bully that spider.
I felt so bad. I don't like killing bugs.
Spiders kill other bugs.
This bug?
Bro, this thing
No,
was
it was like this.
huge.
Oh, see, when
Yeah,
they start,
you can't.
when they get
when
to a
you-
certain point,
when you're like
you
human
gotta take 'em
sized,
out.
you gotta
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, when I have to see you, like I can't ignore you,
Right.
then it's
No.
time to go. Yeah,
It was so big. Like, she squished it with, like, a big, heavy box. And, like,
She
drop-
squished it. Just remember who
I
did
ran
the
from that.
squishing
I
of
ran from it. Like, I was
drop
gone.
the cinder block on it.
Like, but it was so big and, like, substantial that it didn't, like, just, like, smush apart. Like, it was crushed, but it was still, like, its own body. I don't know if, like, that makes sense, but it was,
Yeah,
like,
like 3 broken ribs.
You have to show him the picture later.
yeah. But, like, you couldn't, like, just, like, crush it and, like, make it, like, a splat.
No,
Like,
it
just,
was like
kept
and
its
not
body.
being dramatic. It was like this
It
big.
was hanging in there. It was on its last
It was
legs,
like an
just
adult.
Looked up at you like, how could you do this? We were roommates.
That
And
shit
I
looked
thought it
like
was so
something
cool,
out
so I
of
left it there for a
Australia.
little bit on the box as we were playing D&D.
I
Like,
wish that thing got up and ate you.
every hour, like, its legs kind of, like, curled in a little bit more, and it got smaller.
left it for a warning
I
for the
don't
other
know.
spiders.
That's what it was. I was warning them,
I don't know what I would have done if like halfway through D&D you started screaming.
bro.
I would have taken out my cell phone. And
She was
filmed it.
upstairs, I think, streaming. Or you were just finished
No,
streaming.
I was done. Yeah,
Yeah. And then it was like, I was like sitting next to
I
the
heard
wall,
him like scream.
and it was just like, I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. Like, oh shit!
I like was like, oh my god, are you okay? He's like, he's like, come down here. I was
Come
like,
down right
I
now.
was like, oh man, it's like a spider or something. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh my god, that thing is huge.
You know, the worst part
She
about
rescued me.
my apartment is I don't get to ignore any bugs, no matter how small they are, because now I have 2 cats, and the moment they see a fly, that is like what they're doing for the rest of the day. So they'll just meow until I join the chase with them. And now there's 3 of us just running around the house looking for a fucking like fruit fly that's big or
I was
something.
gonna
That's
say, does it not
hilarious.
just keep them entertained?
If they didn't meow, it wouldn't bother me. But they just, they want me to know, like, hey, we haven't caught it yet. Just an update.
But
like,
if there was like
Hey,
a
Dad.
spider on the wall, like they would like try to kill it or something.
oh yeah, they'll fucking kill anything.
Oh, yo, we should get a kid. We should
I
get a
That's
cat.
told
my
you
favorite
we
part
should get a
about cats.
cat.
Yeah, like even my outdoor cats, the way they show affection, like they appreciate you feeding them.
Do they give
is
you dead things?
Yeah, they just drop a dead bird on your foot and they're like, "Here, dinner. You're welcome."
You welcome, bitch. Keep walking.
Yep. I run this shit.
So you think that's a gift, but really they're like, just so you know, that's what
This could be you.
That's what I could do.
This could be
Pretty
you.
much. And a lot of the other interesting thing, this is going to make people hate cats more, is like they don't immediately like kill something they catch. They play with it first, you know? So they leave it alive and they'll just start tearing the wings off a bird and throwing it at each other.
Sounds like me.
Damn.
Yeah.
They're like
I think-
gangsters. They're like, yeah, break your kneecaps and then I'll blow your head off.
Back to
Okay, Sopranos.
Any excuse to get that in
Yep.
there.
I cannot. Oh my goodness. Okay, so homework. Well, not homework. We'll stream it. Is us making
Sounds good.
characters to songs
Based on songs, yeah.
Based on songs. D&D.
Yeah, I think D&D is a good
DN.
yeah.
5e.
system to use, 5e.
Oh my god. Can I just tell you some VAS shit real quick?
Yes.
For those of you who don't remember, vampire ass shit. All right, so I got into a fight with somebody, as I usually do, because that is just my life now.
Yep.
So I was talking about combat systems in D&D versus Vampire the Masquerade.
Mhm.
And somebody was like, I was complaining. I was like, well, I don't like the VTM combat system anyway. Like, it's kind of shit. It's really overly complex for no reason, for a game that doesn't need it. It's not like a war game, like Warhammer type stuff. I could see why you'd want an overly complex combat system. That's the point of the game. VTM is really like a roleplay heavy system with cool ass like disciplines and stuff like that. Couldn't think of the word. So this guy I was talking to was like, "Oh, but you play D&D, so like how could you say that VTM is complicated?" And I said, "Have you ever played D&D? Literally, it's roll dice. Does dice beat armor? Yes, roll damage. That's it."
Yeah.
So this
D&D is
person was saying
not
that D&D
complicated.
was more
complex.
complicated than VTM.
And
Well,
VTM,
it might not have been talking about 5e.
well, then I said, "You understand 5e, but it doesn't matter. They all are the same." I understand that there's more mathematical things in like Pathfinder and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, well, if it's this thing, then it's +8. If it's this thing, it's +10. Like, but that still doesn't make the system more complex. Like,
It's just more math.
exactly, but it doesn't make the system. It's still, does the dice beat the armor class? What does the damage do? It's those two aspects, right? Where in VTM, it's every single time you fight, you roll for initiative, no matter what. Every single round, you roll for initiative. Whoever loses initiative has to say what they're going to do first, even though they're going second, because the idea is that the person going first is like, has the foresight to see what they're going to do. So then the person goes, they roll to hit or do whatever they do. Then the other person gets to roll to soak the damage. And then it goes to the other. Like, it's just overly complex for
Yeah, it sounds
no
overly
reason.
complex.
What does soak the damage mean? Does that do you have
So-
a choice whether you take the damage or not?
Kind of. Like, if you're a tougher vampire, you have the ability to, like, absorb the damage, where, like, you don't take as much damage because you're, quote-unquote, absorbing it.
So why not just have them? Why would you ever choose to take the damage at
Well,
that
you have
point?
to roll against it.
Oh, okay. I
Like,
see.
that's the thing. You roll against the damage, essentially. Like, so it's like, say I hit Mitch. It's a hit because I rolled, I don't know, obscure number. Then I roll damage, and I roll 6 damage. Then Mitch has 3 dice to soak, so he rolls 3 dice. 2 of them are a success, so now he only takes 4. It's so much back and forth math that is ridiculous. Which, if that's how you like to run it, that's fine. But for someone to tell me that it is less complex than D&D, I was like, y'all are wild.
That is some vampire ass shit.
Yep, that was my VAS of the week.
VAS of the week.
I probably have more VAS, but I always have VAS.
There's always some VS going on that Discord server now with like 80 people. There's always some VS.
Oh my
going.
god, they got into a huge political thing today.
Oh my god, that I wasn't sure about bringing that up, but like
Let's
I
do
was
it.
lurking that.
So
Is this? I think I might
No,
have
this is
saw a
like-
notification about I can't remember what it was about because I immediately
Canadians.
put it out of my head.
Yeah, it's
actually about
Canadian
Canadians.
politics. It's
Oh,
not really
about
about
Canadians.
politics. It's about one guy who was like, somebody should put a bullet in the prime minister, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, guy, relax.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it started with someone posted a Trump meme because of the debate last night. And
It was actually pretty good. It was like orange sus.
yeah, it was an Among Us meme. Like, it was like they put his face on it. Yeah. Whatever. We got the lulz out of it, right? So we, laughed about it, whatever. And I'm literally like driving into work and I have my phone on my dashboard and I see somebody say something about like, oh man, I'm going to fuck up his name. Trudeau.
Trudeau, yeah,
Yeah.
Justin
You
Trudeau.
got it.
So I was like, I've been reading a little bit about it, but really I'm not overly concerned with Canada's politics.
It's American way.
Right.
There you go.
Honestly, just because I hear, well, I have a lot of Canadian friends, so I do hear about it a lot.
Yeah, we just can't keep our own shit together.
Right. So, but like, our debate was yesterday, so I haven't really kept up much with like outside politics. And someone was talking about, they were just like, Trudeau is committing treason. And we're going to put a bullet. I was like, oh my God. It was just like.
It was like, this
You're
is how you get the
Canada.
CIA.
Nobody believes an assassination attempt is going to happen there.
It's like,
come on.
This is how you get the CIA or whatever the Canadian CIA is to
I was like,
spy
can
on
you
our
get
shit.
off my Discord saying this stuff? Like.
Why on this? It's such a weird place.
So then I was like, hey, like, let's just stop. Like, let's keep politics out
Yeah.
of here, whatever. And then one of the other guys from Canada messaged me, and I was like, he's like, listen, I respect, like, you don't want to have this conversation here. And he's like, but this guy's an asshole, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, you're Canadian. You say what you want. That's your country. Like, I was like, I'm going to keep all of the other people.
You know what? Then DM it. DM the
Yeah.
person and say it like that. Like, I just don't like the whole idea of, like, I'm going to say this in a group of people, so a bunch of people yes man me and say, like, I agree with you. Like, just... If you're really about it, have that conversation in your own time.
They did. So they did. Because
Okay.
I said something, and then the one guy was like, hey, listen, you're just making like an asinine statement. Like, you gotta, like, you shouldn't be making these blanket statement type of deals. And then they said something to me, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't wish assassination on anybody, just so we're clear. I was like, I don't care. I was like, that's just not a thing that I would never put in writing. Even if I felt that way, that is not something I would put in writing on a public server.
School shooter vibes. School shooter
Oh
vibes.
my God, 100%. So I was like, that's just something I would never put out there. But that, and I was trying to just be like the voice of reason, and then apparently they took it to DMs. Because someone else thankfully changed the subject and was like, look at these dank memes. Also, how dare you have that argument in my meme chat?
Yeah, right?
In the meme
not
chat.
even in the right channel.
In the meme chat.
The disrespect.
The diss?
You know, honestly, last night after the debates, I was like, oh, that Discord channel is so big. Somebody's going to say some shit tomorrow. And like,
And it was
that's
the
all
Canadians.
anybody's going to talk about. And it was the fucking Canadians.
It was the Canadians.
Out of all people, yeah. Well, because I think at this point they're probably more interested than Americans.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I didn't even watch the debate.
Oh my God.
I have
it's
no
so
interest in
bad.
watching it.
It's-
I know. I don't even
It
need to
was
see it
so
to know how
bad.
bad it's going to be.
It's one of those things that's like, I watched some of it and knowing it was going to be bad, but there's almost a level of bad that I couldn't comprehend that it was. Like, it was just, as they were talking, I was like, we're literally arguing about masks. Like, in 2020, what month is it? So, well, like a month and a few weeks before the election, we're arguing about masks. Like, this is what's important, is masks.
It's a good distraction to not having any actual policies or positions.
Oh my God.
You could
But,
argue
like,
about masks.
but
'cause
that
both
was-
of them aren't actually, they don't care about anything.
No, and that was like the questions that the moderator is asking. I'm like, the fact that the moderator has to ask, like, and what is your take on masks? Just wear a goddamn mask. Why is the
that's-
statement anything more than
That's the level.
wear a goddamn mask?
That's where discourse is in this country right now. That's like,
Among the presidential candidates, that's
Think
like,
about
what else
that.
are they going to
Think
talk
about
about?
That's wild. That's what I'm saying. Think about that. That's fucking wild. That's where.
That's why I didn't bother watching it.
it was like the most effective form of voter suppression was to like, just watch this debate and you'll not want to vote.
It's so bad. Everybody, please register to vote.
Yes, of course. Do your duty.
Are you gonna vote this year?
Oh God.
You couldn't just let it go.
Nope.
See, Allie, you
maybe for Mickey Mouse. I don't know.
No matter what, please go vote. I don't
Vote for
care who.
Kanye.
I don't care. Go vote for Kanye. I don't care who
Easy
you vote for.
2020.
Here's my stand on voting. If you don't vote, there's a lot of people that think like you and also don't vote, and you're going to be one of the reasons why bad things happen in this country. Thanks.
okay, that's fair. One of the reasons. The other
No.
reason is people voting uninformed. It could be another reason.
But I'd
I
rather.
like the George Carlin take, which is I didn't vote for these guys. It's not my fault.
And you know, and my take is, if you don't vote at all, then you shouldn't have an opinion.
That's fair.
I'm not saying that, like, I just think that if you are of the age to vote and can vote, that it is your responsibility to do something. And if you legitimately don't care about who gets elected, then I don't care if you vote or not. But if you are passionate about one way or the other, no matter what your side is, that
Unless
you
But there's also, if you don't have a side and
Right,
morally you don't think
but
you
then
should
go
vote
for somebody.
What if your side isn't represented?
Then go vote for the independent. My thing is that
What if it doesn't line up with
They're not going to win, though. It's just...
So then what's... And do you see the
Yes,
kind of
but it's
there?
more the idea of if you don't care who... And I'm not saying that, like, there's an end-all, be-all answer for this situation. I don't care for either of the candidates. I'm still going to go vote because I just feel like it is your responsibility as a citizen to just put your voice out. It is the only thing that we have. The only way that we have to be in any part of the election at all. There's nothing else we can do.
This is my hot take. I think you should have to take a test before electing. I think you should have to prove that you actually at least know a little bit about at least the position of somebody who's running instead of just, going off of Twitter and being like, everybody I respect likes this person, so I'm going to vote for it.
Well,
and not knowing the damage you're doing.
The money in politics and the popularity in politics is an issue that we're not going to get away from just because of what the world we live in. It doesn't matter now. They're like celebrities more than they're politicians, no matter who's running. I mean, literally to even what's his name?
Literally the president of the United States, his job before he was president was reality TV show host.
Okay, I understand that.
No, but I'm saying like...
And Obama was kind of a celebrity.
That's what he was the first one to take to the internet.
That was like the first time like the celebrity aspect of it was like that prevalent.
Right, I know.
Yep.
But what's his name was also an actor.
Well, if
Ronald
you go
Reagan
back,
was an actor.
if you go back into like history of American, like a lot of them were actually just random jobs. Yeah.
Generals usually.
But that's what I mean.
I also don't
like,
agree with the age thing. With
the age thing, I do not agree with.
I don't understand why. Like, I could think of plenty of fucking 25-year-olds who are more qualified than either candidate running right now.
My problem or my qualm with voting is that it starts at a lower level. It's not just a presidential election you should vote for. Is that if people our age voted more, we would have more representation of things that represented our views and not the generations above us. Because people our age, by and by, do not vote. That is it. It's just statistically true.
Did you see what's going on in our town?
No.
There's like billboards up everywhere, and I've actually been getting a lot of ads on Facebook. There's like a 22 or 23-year-old running for the Board of Education or to get on the Board of Education in our town. It's kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, kind of what I'm talking about. Sure, except I don't have kids, so I mean that's not nearly as relevant to me.
But it's a step in the direction.
But yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Is that if there's representation, there needs to be a better spread of representation. Which is why what's her name is so well respected. What's her name? ABC girl. Cortez. I don't know what
Alexandria.
And exactly. To me, that's a bad point.
But
that she shouldn't have been that popular.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that that's the reason she is so popular is because that she represents, a demographic that's not represented. Whether you like her or not. Like I said, I don't care about politics very much at all. That being said, I also don't like listening to people talk about politics if they don't take the time to educate themselves and go out and vote. That's my hot take of 2020.
So what you're saying is if I vote,
you can talk about all the politics you want.
Then I can talk all the politics I want.
Don't care.
Ooh, okay.
Don't care.
Deal.
Don't care.
Easy 2020.
Whatever. Listen, I say this all the time. If 1 million people thought the way you did and voted, things would change. And I'm not saying they would change for this election.
Or for the better. And that's the scary part is if people just voted for a random person.
What are the options, though? There's no... Really, the options are... there's no... I'm not saying that either option are great right now. And I don't think that 1 million people are going to sway a decision. I just think... If you take 1 million people that wouldn't have voted, that all of a sudden vote this year, which I know is happening because I know colleges have a lot more people registering this year than they've ever had in the past and all that. And I'm not saying that it's going to change the world, but 1 million people will be heard. And I think that is a step in the right direction of...
Yes, and I don't disagree with you. And, a lot of the reason why I've neglected to vote, at least in presidential politics in the past, is because we live in a state where whether I vote or not is kind of irrelevant. Like, New Jersey's going blue, no matter what.
Always, yeah.
New Jersey is going blue. If we in this country, if the popular vote meant something, I would vote all the time, every time.
That's the other.
Well, I mean, the issue is with the way our voting system is set up.
Right,
yes.
the electoral college, it kind of feels like I can vote as an exercise of my rights that I was born with as an American, which is totally something cool. I respect that, but like, I don't feel the need to vote unless I have something to vote for. Without my vote, like living in New Jersey, where my vote doesn't, really mean anything as far as who's going to win or not.
I understand that. I do understand the like my vote doesn't mean anything. It's just one of those things that it's a practice that I think specifically our generation needs to start. We're getting up there. We're about to be, some of us are, but we're in that like pushing 30 age group where soon the elections are going to start really affecting specifically our collective lives.
Yeah.
And I just think that people need to start educating themselves and like learn how to vote.
Yeah.
It's not that.
And I mean, if you live in Pennsylvania or Ohio or Florida or wherever the fuck,
in the swing states,
you better fucking get out there and vote, whether you're voting for, left or right.
Or neither.
Vote for Mickey Mouse 2020.
Mickey Mouse 2020.
Anyway.
I heard he's going to be Kanye's VP.
Oh, then I'm voting.
I could see that.
I'm voting for Mickey Mouse then. And Kanye. Anyway, that's my take on politics. Vote 2020.
I can't believe we got into politics on this podcast.
Well, we had to. I mean, the debate was last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Canada
we got into
my
it
server.
About as non-specifically as we could. Exercise your right to vote, people.
Yeah, I literally don't care. I just want people to vote.
I also think it's weird. I don't want to offend any international people, but I think it's weird how involved other people, like from other countries, are in the American election. As opposed, like I've never thought about like the prime minister. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't care what he does.
There's a few,
like it just doesn't matter to me.
There's a few layers to that. One is that most other countries actually take American history like seriously. Like if you talk to a lot
they take their American history seriously.
Well,
they don't know American history.
What
they
I'm
know
saying,
what they're
though,
taught.
is though that like they're taught. So when I worked in Florida, I worked with a bunch of international students. They definitely knew more like American history, and I was like am a huge history buff, and they knew stuff that I was like, that's weird that you would know that. So like I feel like globally, and not every country, but I do feel there's a lot of countries that are just way more involved in our politics because there's also a lot going on here all the time that I feel like it's like how people here are obsessed with like the Queen and the like Prince having kids and like all that kind of stuff. Like I'm not into that, but there's a lot of people that are because there's almost like a celebrity factor to it, and we're a goddamn shit show. So I feel like
but
it's
even
definitely
before we were a shit show,
the news the last 4 years has been like the drama level has been like the Kardashians, like you know what I mean, like the White House has bumped the Kardashians out off of TV.
That's what I'm saying. Even before that, though, like what was the? I just don't understand. Because again, I do get there's like a lot of people that are like obsessed with like the royal family and stuff like that, but I just never.
Yeah, I think
I never thought or had that conversation. I know, like obviously. It's America, and people are like forced to learn English in other countries because it's popular and stuff like that. So there's things to it.
We also have a lot of people that have families in other countries, which I think helps with that. I think that we're probably, the most diverse when it comes to having families in other countries. So I think there's an aspect of that.
I think a big aspect of it a lot too is America is like along with China and India, I believe,
like superpowers.
Like we consume.
Yeah.
An enormous amount of goods.
It's true.
Made by all the countries in the world that, depending on our relations with a country X or country Y, if America has a good trade deal with them, then,
it's also
there's
super
more jobs for those people.
But it usually doesn't seem like that's what they care about.
No.
Yeah. It's usually about like, how do you feel that Trump is your president? I'm like, what the fuck do you care?
Yeah.
Like,
what's that German word?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. That's what you're talking about.
Taking pleasure in other people's pain.
Oh,
there's literally a German word for it.
But and it's also weird too because like it's the same like you have the same thing going on, but you just don't have it for a reason. Like a Black Lives Matter in like Britain or some shit. Like you're kind of just doing the same thing. So like why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are you so focused on this?
Why
shit?
people are like so focused on us? And again, you know what it's like? It's almost like that celebrity aspect of it that I think we're easy to just turn a camera on and be like, look what the Americans are doing now.
Yeah, that's partially our fault.
And-
like, I agree with that, but it's also it's
But
the
it's-
reason why I hate New York as a city.
And it's also just we're so like, think about how big our country is and how different it is from New Jersey to California to Tennessee to Florida to Ohio. Like, we're so different. We're like, you take England, you take Britain, it's all the same. Like,
Well, that's
you know
also
what I
why
mean? Like,
that's why it bothers me when they just like bring it. Like, why do you talk about American politics more than people in America when you have no, like, you couldn't even grasp what it would be like to live here the same way I wouldn't be able to grasp what it would be like to live in France or Britain.
Right.
Because you don't have our diversity. You don't have the same principles. You don't have the,
same laws. The same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's all
It's
different.
weird
I
to
think
me
there's
to
also
kinda-
like a punching up aspect to it, kind of thing. Where
yeah.
it's like it's easy to like look at the biggest kid on the playground and like
Yeah.
talk shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is interesting on a personal level, though, because you can almost understand it on an economic level why world leaders would be interested in, or anyone high up, or businesses. I know when I was in business school, particularly, like, that was a huge focus, was like, we like looked a lot at China, we looked a lot at Japan, we looked a lot at like India, like all of those places that had like a lot of resources, because that was important to trade and economics. So you can almost understand that aspect
Absolutely,
of it. It is weird on the like personal level. Like we said, we have a bunch of Canadians on our Discord server. Like, they know a lot about politics that like I don't know half the time. Like, they're like, oh, did you see this on the news? And I'm like, yeah, not my news. Like, didn't see that. Nope. It is kind of weird. But I mean, whatever. I guess get educated. Like I said, I didn't know enough about Trudeau today.
You know what? Don't knock him. It's good to be informed.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, cool, be informed. I am not nearly as informed in other people's politics, mostly because it's like, you know, deal with your shit first and then deal with everybody else's shit.
That's my thing. And it's also the information you're getting. It's not coming from
What
any
sources?
reliable source. So you're kind of basing this off a third party already, and then you're formulating an opinion about it. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
It is.
I just couldn't imagine doing it. Like, even I can, like, if we're still looking at like America as a big, but if I was looking, let's say China, like, I've never thought about like, oh, like, how do they, like, if anything, you know, there's certain things I'd be like, oh, I feel bad. Like, that doesn't seem good, but I don't understand any of it. Like, it's not the same way of life. They don't have the same, you know, they have different issues than we have. A lot of the same, I guess, but
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in our country, our age, feel like that. Like,
Yeah.
let's just worry about everything inside our country. And
Well, because it flexes in and out, because there was a point where we were like super inward looking, and then we started to expand, and then not our views, but as a country, our views went outward.
Well,
and
yeah.
now we're kind of trying to like bring it back in again because we have so much going on.
especially our age group, when we were growing up, we were like the world police, you know?
I think there's still a lot of people like that in our age, and that's also kind of weird to me, that like there's a lot of people that are like, help the Armenians, do this, do that, and I'm like,
Fuck the Armenians. No, I'm just kidding.
no, we don't mean that. No, it's just, to me, I'm just like, we're literally like about to burn. Like, there's about to not be in
and that's the
America.
thing,
Like, we're not in a position to help anybody
we
right
need
now. Like,
to fix a lot of stuff. Like, there's so much civil unrest right now that it's like, let's do that first.
and we're like the root of it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of, we should work that out before we, you know, keep spreading this shit to other countries.
If only everybody would just relax and go play a game of Dungeons and Dragons and just
Right.
let
Yeah.
the creative juices flow.
Instead of, you know, watching the news for 6 months during quarantine. If they would
Should have been playing D&D like what we
Nothing
did.
worse than that.
Well, on that note,
Yikes. Sorry about the political rants there.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a very fitting title for this episode from start to finish.
What's that?
Trash Panda.
Trash
Panda. Trash Panda for president.
Trash Panda. That's who I'm voting for. Where's the write-in ballot?
Which
I mean,
one's
didn't-
Trash Panda?
D's nuts almost won 1 year, right? That was the thing.
Yeah,
That
was
should
the
have
thing.
showed you where we were headed. That was
like
foreshadowing.
one of the primaries. They, like, it was like a thing that like they wrote in.
D's nuts.
Wasn't that 4 years ago? The last
That's what I'm
election,
saying. That
right?
should have been
Yeah.
foreshadowing for what this
Well.
was going to look like.
Well, so coming soon, we are working on some events coming up. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go to a lighter note of not political things. We're gonna have a political battle between the three of us, and it's gonna be Dungeons and Dragons.
No. Negative.
Are we each going to choose a class and have like a...
Why
Have
is
an
BOD
election.
the best class? Well,
Well.
So coming soon, some events. We're going to be streaming on Twitch. I will get them.
Character creation.
What's the name?
Oh,
Where do they find
Empress _ Allie, ALLIE. I will link it somewhere.
If you spell her name wrong, you're dead to us.
You also won't find it if you spell it wrong. So yeah, right. Watch the last episode. Make sure you know how to spell it. Watch this episode. Make sure you know how to spell it. It's literally on all of my social media. Yeah. So I stream on Twitch. I don't have a schedule because my life is hectic and I work a lot. So I will get them streaming with me so we can do character sheets, and then maybe we'll get a game of Root together. We'll stream that. And next week, look forward to Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
And card games in general, I think, is kind of like our theme next week. Follow us on
YouTube at Big Deck Energy, Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud at Big Deck Energy, Twitter Big Deck Energy _ and Instagram Big Deck Energy Podcast, and Twitch
Empress _ Allie.
There we go.
And we also have a website.
Oh yeah,
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
BigDeckEnergyPodcast.com. That's us.
TM.
So yeah, shout out to everybody who's watching. Thank you very much. Check us out on all of our social media and have a good politics free week.
Have a good night.
Woo! Trash Panda.